October 7th was a National Day of Action. Hundreds of thousands of people participated around the country protesting the budget cuts and tuition hikes. And it's the beginning of a broader social movement where people are actually fighting back for their education.
I was impatient that day. It was inspiring to see actions across the country, but I wanted everyone to be there. Like, where were the little kids? If tuition keeps going up at the rate it currently is, what will kids who are little now do when they reach college? And what are the experiences of those people walking by? I went out to talk to them.
Right now I have like over $30,000, $40,000 in debt. I'm a sophomore.
Wow.
Sophomore, yes. And it's only going to increase.
Really, I got scholarship to come to U of I, but I knew if I was to pay for college and if I was to have to pay for the extra, I don't know, whatever, $1,000 that they end up adding every year, I would probably not have come here if I had a choice. I'm an out-of-state student, and on top of that, the tuition for out-of-state is insane.
Yeah.
So I would say I don't think it's necessary to increase the tuition, especially when you're paying the football coach so much money when it's really, it should be going to professors that are leaving the university because they're not getting paid. So I think the money should, at least, if you're going to increase it, use it wisely. But if you're not using it wisely, then I don't see the point of it.
Right. And do you have any siblings or friends that are part of that are experiencing these kinds of issues as well?
My sister joined the military to go to college because she couldn't afford tuition. And so she had issues with that, and my older sister also had issues with tuition being raised while she was in college, and so she ended up taking extra loans, and now she's in a ton of debt.
I understand that college has to cost a lot because you have to support all sorts of institutional, you have to do building, you have to do construction, you have to pay the professors. However, I'm also from the school of thought where I think education should be free and open to everyone. So I also believe textbooks should be free. I believe everything should be online. And I don't know if there's any way to solve it. I really don't. So, real question is, how does Europe deal with their tuition? Because they pay a fraction of the cost that we do.
I think for the administration should understand that the university situation is pretty dire, but at the same time, what are potential students going to do, with the incoming class of freshmen? What are they going to do with these new prices? Students pick this university because it's a public education, because it's a good education, but sometimes because it's in-state. And if in-state tuition is only on par with another institution outside of the state, what's the incentive for them to come here? And I guess just think about the students, and just the students that are here too, how much more they have to do in order to receive education that was, so much easier for other people to get, 10, 20 years ago.
I was reminded that my landlord mentioned tuition. He told me when I first started renting my apartment that he bought the house so that in 20 years he would have some savings to send his kids to college.
This house here I invested in was purely trying to stay on top of the future cost of college. I thought it was the best way to save money, and from what I paid for college in 1990 to where I know it is now, I don't see how I can just save money, in cash or other ways of investing to stay on top of that. I think it's almost impossible to do that. It's just a question of where all the funding will come from in the future. It's professors and buildings and administrators cost money, and I guess it's hard to balance all that.
This is my generation. I want my generation to be free. I want my generation to be creative and innovative. I want us to be clear-headed because our generation has got some shit to deal with.